Hi, I'm Reverend Jeanne MacLaughlin, the spiritual leader of Unity Church of Sun Lakes, and this is the second Sunday of July. Hope you guys enjoyed your 4th of July celebrations. I had a wonderful day off of work and celebration, and here we are. It's Sunday already, and this is the talk title this Sunday is called The Third Way. The Sufi mystic and poet Hafiz once wrote, "You're invited to meet the divine. No one can resist a divine invitation." That narrows down all of our choices to just two. You can come to the divine dressed for dancing, or be carried off on a stretcher to God's ward. This quote will be our theme quote for the month. So it seems appropriate that we spend a few moments unpacking what it means. Well, at least what it means to me. Here's my interpretation. You're invited to meet the divine. You are being called to express more of God as you. You are constantly being invited in a higher, freer, fully expanded version of life living itself as you. The invitation shows up in your life as either an inner urging for more expression or as discontent, dissatisfaction with where you are now. Another part, you can't resist the invitation. Either your inner urging for more expression or your discontent, dissatisfaction with where you are now will have its way with you. And that's just the way it is. You can't stop it, and you can't resist it. You can come dressed for dancing. You can show up fully ready and prepared to do whatever it takes to answer the call of the desire or the discontent. Or you can be carried out on a stretcher. You can resist the call of the desire or get mired down in the discontent and agree to a life of struggle. So I don't know about you, but I would rather accept the divine invitation dressed for dancing. How about you? Well, I hope you said you want to dance, because then each week this month we will consciously, actively, deliberately, purposefully, and intentionally answer the call to be the fullest, freest, most expanded expression of the divine that we can be, whether it comes as a desire or as discontent. So today, I want to expand on and deepen into some concepts that we have explored here before. It's the idea of our spiritual evolution being a series of 4 stages. Do you remember what they are? There's the why me, or the victim. There's the by me stage, because there's a universal law that responds to my consciousness. I am a creative being, so I can make things happen. It's a powerful, important stage, but it's not the end of our evolution. Then there's the through me stage. The Father within doeth the work. And then there is the as me. I am one with God. Therefore, this stage is as me. The concepts of these stages came forth years ago, and they are still spot on. I'm in a class right now on metaphysics where we are studying these very stages with Paul Hasselbeck, his work. So many years after these stages were articulated like that, I learned of another way to look at them. The first is called the mortal, equating the why me stage, the mortal. The second they call the metaphysician, or by me. The third is the mystic, or through me. And the final is called the master, or as me. Same stages, labeled differently and very descriptively. So today we're going to take a very brief look at the first stage, and then much more at the last three in an even deeper way as they relate to being dressed for dancing to answer the divine invitation. Okay? So before talking about how we dress for dancing to answer the divine invitation, let's spend 2 minutes exploring how we show up on the stretcher. And that is by hanging out in the first phase of spiritual development, the why me, or the mortal stage. At this stage, life is really a struggle. You feel separate, disconnected, alone. We feel powerless, a victim of circumstances. And all you can do and all you can see is how life failed you. Things are being done to you. When we're in the stage of the why me, or mortal, we believe that the circumstances that we find ourselves in, every relationship, every failure, every challenge, is because of what life has done to us. When we encounter challenges, problems, pain, we look outward. And we spend a lot of time in crisis consciousness as opposed to Christ consciousness, which of course occurs at a much more expanded level. There's a perfect way to know if we are in this stage. It's accompanied by quite a bit of noise and drama and complaining. And the back of your hand is Velcro to your forehead. Ah! You recognize it? Yeah. Well, I don't know about you, but I want to completely and totally be done with that stage. You? I think I heard you say good. Yes. So, then let's do this together. If you're done with that stage, the victim stage, I want you to wipe your hands several times and then shake them out and say right after me, been there, done that, got the t-shirt, and I'm ready to move on permanently. Thank goodness. Well then, let's now move on to the second, third, and fourth stages in our evolutionary process and see how they related to being dressed for dancing to answer the divine invitation. The second stage is the by me, or metaphysician stage. This stage is an empowering stage because here we learn about our creative abilities. In this stage, we identify our visions and our dreams and our goals. We are in touch with our desires and with our divine discontent. Not in a why me or a mortal way, but in a way realizing we are being called to something more. And we realize we have the ability to bring it about. And we definitely put on our dancing shoes in this stage. Spirit, the divine, has planted this vision in you. That's why you crafted it. That's why you are longing for it. And here is a very cool thought. By the time you become consciously aware of the vision, it is actually an echo of the universe, longing to express and experience itself in this way, as and through you. The very life energy that is moving in the entire universe and that is breathing you and has called you into being, has given you an idea of a greater life, and is now leaning into you and urging you forward. Just like life whispers to a blade of grass, psst, press through that cement and be the best blade of grass that you can be. Or it says to the oak tree, press through that acorn shell and become the very best oak tree that you can be. So is life whispering to you, press through those barriers and restrictions and be all that you can be. In the absence of you leaning into your vision, our world is a lesser place. The liberation of life in you, in ways that you delight in, is the most wondrous thing there is. You light up, everything gets easier, and life gets more fun, and it becomes contagious. You become a blessing to everyone you know. I know you've been there before, so you can relate to this. So in this stage, we tap into that vision, and we begin to learn and use that law of mind as a way of demonstrating, or a way to demonstrate the expanded life. We create a mental pattern, pictures, feelings, and words, and writings for this life. Now here's where the conversation goes deeper than the by me or the metaphysician conversations that we've had in the past. And it comes from the work of a modern mystic, author, speaker, teacher, Gay Hendricks. And he calls it the Newtonian way of being. And to go there, we must become aware of Newton's third law of motion, which is, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. When we launch an intention to answer the divine invitation to express God more fully, we can bring up old and opposing stuff. Has that ever happened to you? Yeah. So we must become willing to clear any limiting beliefs and feelings that are in the way of our creation of our dreams and our visions. And the by me or metaphysician stage, in unity, we use denials, visualizations, and affirmations to bring up and to clear out the invisible barriers, right? At this stage, we also know the importance of releasing the dream or the desire with the intention that it will come in the right way and the right time. Certainly, this is an important part of our affirmative prayer. We release. It is also one of our 12 powers, elimination. Charles Fillmore wrote, as elimination is necessary to the completion of the digestive process in the body, so renunciation is important to the completion of the establishment of divine order. So everything in this stage, the by me metaphysician stage, is vitally important in our spiritual evolution. But it isn't the final answer. And why do I say this? Well, because there's proof in the results. There are two more ways of being. The third is the through me, or the mystic, or in Gay Hendricks' language, the Einsteinian stage. The mystical or through me stage of our evolution of consciousness is a place where we surrender more and more to the divine, where we desire to simply be an open vessel for God, where we realize that something bigger than our infinite or than our finite humanness is operating through us. It is in this place in our evolution where we recognize the power in the words of the Beatles song, "All we need is love." Or in England Dan and John Ford Coley's song, "Love is the Answer." Hendricks called it the Einstein stage because it is based on Einstein's law of vibration. You didn't know that we were going to get a science lesson today, did you? And I promise there will not be an exam at the end of this talk. In the year 1905, Albert Einstein proved that we can break matter down into smaller components, and that when we do, we move beyond the material realm and into a realm in which everything is energy. And this is the law of vibration. A law of nature that states that nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. The lower the vibration, the slower the movement. The higher the vibration, the faster the movement. The differences in the various manifestations in our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual world occur because of different levels of vibrating energy or frequencies. So, feelings of fear, anger, resentment, victimhood, etc., they vibrate at a very low frequency, while feelings of joy and gratitude and love vibrate at a very high frequency. At this stage, when something doesn't turn out like we think that it should have, rather than hanging out in the place of great disappointment or disillusionment, or we could say, this stuff doesn't work. These things are all very low vibration. We're willing to look closely at what our results are and to love our results in the middle of not liking the results. Does that make sense? This is a much higher vibration. And we are even willing to love these circumstances just the way that it is, which is an even much higher vibration. When we love the way that it is, we become willing to get the message or lesson from the results of the purpose of seeing our current vibrational level of intention. Because our results will always tell us our unconscious intention. Let me say that again, because it's a game-changing concept. Our results the way our life looks, the way it's showing up for ourselves, our life results, they will always tell us our unconscious intention. The moment that something isn't working, that's what needs to be embraced and loved. Something is creating the results that you don't want. In the experience is found the key to why. The reason it's not working is because there is an interior clog inside between it and you that is keeping it from manifesting. A key moment is to love what is, which says, I am willing to get the message. This will tell me where my unconscious intention is. I am willing to get the message. This will tell me where my unconscious intention is. When we do this, we open the treasure trove to the meaning of it. And so we keep expanding in love until we've opened. And when we love the experience or the fear or an unconscious intention, the problem dissolves rather than gets solved. It just dissolves. And isn't this allowing God to express through us? Yeah. Isn't that our third level of evolution in consciousness? Through me, or the mystic. God, the infinite power of love, holds no judgment or unhappiness or disappointment about anything. God just accepts and loves. Now we'll look at the final one, which we're calling the third way. As me, the master. We've called it the as me or the master stage. Hendricks calls it the third way. We've often looked at this stage as not attainable by us mere mortals. We felt pretty good if we could hang out in the through me, mystic, or even the Einsteinian stage. The as me, master, third way stage is reserved for people like Jesus or other high and holy exalted beings, we might think. But I love the way that Hendricks speaks about it. He suggests in this stage we deepen into the realization and then let it be okay that we are actually the source of our experiences in life. We acknowledge our sourceness. Hendricks suggests statements like this. So let's try them on for size. I'll say one and you repeat after me. I make up my life. I am where my life comes. I am the source of my good. I am the source of time. I am the source of love. This is deep work because we are stepping into the truth of our oneness. The truth of as me consciousness. if God is the source of all, and if I am God, then I am the source of all as well. We can't argue with that logic, can we? At this stage, we move through life with an agreement that we are always in the right place at the right time. And to do this, we must get as comfortable as we can, being right where we are right now. We get in harmony with how things are, and we keep intending our higher dreams, our higher visions, and our higher love. We keep opening verbally and non-verbally to what is right now, and remain firm in our commitment to our own and to the universe's highest purpose. Realizing that they are one and the same. And that is the third way, living as the source. It takes a shift in awareness, an intentional focus. And we, each and every one of us, we can absolutely do that. And in the doing, we are definitely dancing with the divine invitation. I've decided to end this talk with a beautiful poem written by M. Clare, who happens to be Neil Donald Walsh's wife. And it goes like this, and it speaks to the third way. I am that I am, and so much more. The light, the sound, the living God on the ground. I could show you every feather in the wing, every color and hue, every beautiful thing. But I am that I am wants to love whoever has not yet had it. Whatever has not yet known it, however life's not yet done it. There is still so much loving yet to be found. Just living God on the ground. And so it is. Have a wonderful week. I miss you all. Miss our hugs. Have a great week, and we will see you all next week. God bless.